everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Daniel Bloodworth.
Hello.
From Game Informer, Ben Hanson.
Game Informer, hi everybody, thanks for having me.
And from Easy Allies, Brandon Jones.
Hi.
So Ben,
Yeah.
you told me your job title is video producer, but I feel like you're more than that. You're like a host of the Game Informer show. I would
More
lead
than
with
that.
that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you're shaking hands, hi, host of the Game Informer
I'm
show.
a video editor in my heart, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
that can never go
Nice.
away. Yeah. But I also host the Game Informer Show podcast.
Yeah.
Which has been around since, 2009. Matt Helgeson used to be the host, and then Tim Turry and I, who's now at Capcom, he left Game Informer, which is sad. But yeah, I've been hosting for a couple years now, and it's a good time.
Yeah.
Really good mic placement from Ben, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Really up on it?
We're trying to
Perfect.
learn how to do this
Really
well,
good.
yeah. We're still learning our mic methods.
Yeah, but still video producer. I mean, that's a lot of my job is going on the cover story trips and filming interviews, and then coming back and editing them, posting them online, and then flying out for the next batch. It's really fun to have like a site that rotates on a monthly basis based on a magazine cover story. It's weird.
So did you do like Mega Man? That was you?
Yeah,
You got to
for
go to
sure.
that? That's cool.
Yeah, and that was actually a weird one where we actually did Monster Hunter World and Mega Man back to back. So I got to stay in Osaka for 2.5 weeks straight.
Oh, wow.
Man.
It was just amazing.
Yeah, it's
just the
really
way that
cool.
lined up. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I've been there since like 2010. So the first one I went on was Skyrim, which was
Sure.
jumping in the deep end for sure.
Yeah. That's really fun.
Yeah.
And so what do? You go there, you interview people. Like, what is your goal out of like? Do you make your stories afterwards, your headlines afterwards of your videos? Like, do you come in with like ideas of like, okay, I'll make a video out of this, I'll make a video out of this, or do you just like kind of just let people talk?
Yeah, I like to be meticulous. I'm way too focused on notes and organizing all this stuff, but it's important to stay a little bit loose. Like you'll show up on day one at a studio and be like, ooh, that audio guy is just dripping with personality. Like,
Yeah.
maybe we should shift and make a video focusing on him, make sure it's okay, and then go ahead and film it. So kind of a mix.
That's
cool. Yeah, it definitely helps. And as the years have gone by, it's always really helpful to go in with like, okay, knowing vaguely what will work out, and going from the headline out is maybe a cheap and lame way to go. But when it comes to actually posting on the site, it's so much better than just having the generic interview of the past, present, and future of the Metro series,
Yeah.
which is always like, here's the go-to headline, everybody,
I hear you. All right, sorry, one last question.
Yeah.
And it's about Mega Man.
Please.
So did you leave knowing you're gonna go see Mega Man?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The cover stories worked out long in advance. And so it was like, okay, that's why I was going to stay there for 2.5 weeks. And it was Monster Hunter World, diving all in on Monster Hunter World, which was scary, like knowing that fan base, like, okay, we got to do it right. Got to make sure we get all the facts out there. And then sticking around for Mega Man 11. So for sure we knew what we were getting into.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. Are you ready to play And For That Reason?
Sure.
Let's do it. Okay. And For That Reason begins now. Our submission comes from Maverick Summers. Good evening, Easy Allies and Mr. Hanson. Asymmetrical multiplayer is all the rage these days. How about a game where one player plays as a piece of cheese and the other plays as a mouse, and the cheese player has to convince the mouse player not to eat them? So, who's in?
Okay, oh, all right. You chose that one.
Yes, Jones, because here's the thing. When people are submitting, I'm like, please make them short. And this person is just like, I got it. I got a genius short. Like,
slipped right past the competition.
yes, I love that.
All these major drawn out diagrams and everything. No, that cheese one.
But
I'm excited.
I mean, let's hear your judgments. I like the idea. Daniel Bloodworth.
Okay.
What method does the cheese use to communicate?
Great question. There is a bartering system, so you can present items. Oh. And if you invest in the skill, you can learn to write with chalk.
Oh, okay. Well, I just think that cheese is too tasty not to eat, so for that reason, I'm out.
Should just be too lopsided every match.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Okay.
Ben, how do you feel about this one?
You know what? I want to know what the player count is. I want to know, is it ever going to be like 10 pieces of cheese against one mouse? Like, what is this looking like?
It's a lot of mice against one cheese.
Holy Lord.
Yeah.
You gotta convince them all?
Yeah, you got to convince them all not to eat you.
I like that. I like, the game is weird, but that SOS game on Steam, I feel like has a lot of potential just purely on the social dynamics. It's underrated, just hooking a mic up, really leaning into it. For that reason, I'm in.
Oh, wow. Brandon Jones.
Is this open world, or am I getting more of like an Octodad vibe?
Open kitchen.
Open kitchen.
Yes.
and I can get up on the. I'm not just on the floor here. You know, like I can maybe
You wanna
make,
get up
make
on
a
a counter?
sync happen. You know, maybe do a little
We're talking
like dinner
I am
table
bread over
pitch.
here?
Yeah.
Can I get up on the edge of the table and speak?
Have you hold
Hear
on.
me, mice.
I want to know if you've seen a mouse on a counter before.
No, but I've never seen
never-
a piece of cheese talking to a mouse either. But apparently that's happening.
No, the mouse cannot climb up on the counter.
Dude, they can totally climb up on the counter.
I guess if there is like a system of like little blocks that lead up to it, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the answer is yes, you could do that.
For that reason, I'm in. I gotta climb something, you know.
Okay,
get vertical.
let's do corrections. Begin corrections music, please. Cervantes has a gun. He shoots all the time. Of
course.
Far Cry 2, 3, and 4 had a map editor, and apparently 1 did too.
Neato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Far Cry 5's arcade mode will include Far Cry Primal assets.
Cool.
We got a lot of corrections about the cartoons, the video game cartoons. I'm not gonna get into them. Like, who cares? But here's one that stuck with me because I said like in Kirby Right Back at Ya, there were humans in there, and somebody's like, "There's not humans." I'm like, "Yeah, there are." So I looked it up, and they're not humans. They're called Tiff and Tuff, and like they're these weird like kids.
You're
and they-
shaking so much.
this is how Tiff and Tuff make me feel. And so like they're kids, but they're not humans. They have like Kirby feet. Google Tiff and Tuff. And this is a weird update. We played that cool game where somebody added up all the money you could possibly spend on a game. Apparently Train Simulator on Steam, you could spend on its DLC $7,583.66.
That's like 4 real trains.
You can buy 4 real trains. And end corrections music, please. So, Ben, I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
My favorite way to start a podcast is with a game announcement.
Hell yeah.
I love game announcements, and we happen to have 4 to
Whoa.
talk about this week.
Really?
Yes. Because we record on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we a lot of stuff happened over the last 7
yeah,
days.
for sure.
I get most of my news from this show.
We'll go through them piece by piece. I think this is the biggest one. You know what? We might have to rank the significance. We'll do that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll rank
Sure,
the significance.
sure.
All right. Just 4 games. It's easy.
But I wanted to talk through each game first. Let's talk about Super Smash Bros.
Oh.
So there was a Nintendo Direct, 30-minute one. It turned out to be like 34 minutes actually. Ended with a surprise trailer showing 2 Splatoon kids messing around, and then this horrific sight of the Smash Brothers logo burning in the sky, and an intimidating vision of Mario and Link, just their hair blowing and the camera shaking, and the horrified Squid Kids. And then all we got was the title Super Smash Bros. Nothing else. That's all we know. Yeah. So panel, the weird debate, and this is like inseparable from the discussion about Super Smash Bros. Is it Wii U with new characters, or is this a whole new game? How do we interpret this announcement? What do we hope for?
Oh my god, it's so tough. Smash is probably my favorite series. And
Of all video games.
Man, in terms, especially like the marketing ramp up.
Oh, sure.
The campaigns are the best.
They
Some of
actually
the
are.
best
The
campaigns
trailers
in video
are,
game
like,
history, period.
The Mega Man reveal trailer,
yeah.
even the announcement of the Wii Fit trainer, so much fun
Like
leading
Grey
up to
Ninja,
it.
who like don't care about.
Exactly.
Like, I remember that trailer. Like,
Yes.
it's the only reason I know who Grey Ninja is.
That is a good trailer. Yeah, I
It's just
remember
like,
that.
wow.
It makes everything look amazing to the point that it's one of those things where I saw that trailer and I was just clapping like, hell yeah, this is so awesome. And then it was really a double take of realizing like, wait, is this supposed to be tongue-in-cheek? Because it's making it look like the announcement of new Smash is the second coming of Christ, which is, I think, how a lot of gamers feel. But like, wait, but this series has a crazy sense of humor. Is this supposed to be a joke, how important it seems?
Yeah, I think it is.
It is, okay.
It is, yeah.
But there's still that percentage of fans that take it very seriously in
Yeah.
that trailer of like, no, Mario's just in a burning chaos and he's looking with just pure hate in his eyes.
I've never seen Mario depicted that way.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, he's never meant to look that way. And they're just like, let's go for it. You know, I love that. I do love that. Blood, where do you stand? You think it's a new game?
Yeah, I've definitely been leaning towards new game. I think that they've definitely like have room to like work with the Wii U assets and engine and all that, but I think there's been plenty of time now. You know, like as quickly as they like turned Splatoon around into Splatoon 2, I think it's a very similar kind of situation where it's like yeah, like at a glance it might look very similar, but like when you actually like Splatoon 2 in particular, like when you start like dialing into like character models and textures and like all the complexity of like even the ink, like there's a lot more there than you realize at first glance. And I think Smash Brothers has had enough time to do that, especially if they started working on this like not that long after the DLC, and then that's when like we won't really know
Right.
until they get into it, and it could be I've seen some people tweet out kind of like a similar situation to like Mario Galaxy 2, where it's like like they started working kind of like remixing the original game, and then it's like, oh, this is like more than just a port. Like this is a much bigger thing now.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of different though for a fighting game where like the characters would just play the same and have the same moves and look the same.
Sure, but Smash has a lot more outside of the core fighting game.
So Blood, you're saying you would call this a whole new game even if it has the exact same roster plus a few more. You'd say that's a new game.
But yeah, that's what I mean. I think there's more to it than just the roster. Like I think that there are almost definitely going to be added modes and different things going on. And yeah, like even you pointed out, like Link looks like Breath of the Wild Link.
Yeah.
And
That's Breath of
that
the
will
Wild,
change his moveset.
No stupid hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No weird windy boomerang anymore. Yeah, get rid of it.
Yeah, a lot of Link's moves are kind of stupid, actually. Yeah, bring them on. if it's like the ice thing, like make an ice pillar appear, yeah. Absolutely.
It's sad to just. Is it insane just to think like, oh, what's the difference? I love the series dearly. I'm okay with it. I mean, they can get rid of Smash Tour, maybe add one new mode, add a couple of new characters, even if it's 3 new characters, call it a new game, whatever the hell you call it, I'll play it and love it, Like, I don't need that many changes. But the twist is thinking about Sakurai, the creator, because every interview that guy did, he's like, this is killing me.
Yes.
My
hands hurt.
Yes. My health bar is red and blinking. Please end me. I don't want to make Smash anymore. And so he's involved with this new one.
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't want to completely revolutionize what Smash is, and I don't know if the fans even want that at this point,
Yeah, you're right. It should be the same game just for Sakurai's sake. Right. Before I break. Jones, yeah, how do you feel about that announcement in terms of, do you get a vibe of a whole new game, or do you get a vibe of like, oh, it's coming to Switch?
I don't get that vibe, and it's not necessarily from the trailer itself. I mean, the trailer that we got is just showing off 2 new characters. That's all that trailer really does. I mean, it shows off potentially new designs for the characters that are already in it.
Yeah.
But it is really focused on characters, and so it's tough to really get that vibe, especially for someone like me. I'm just terrible at Smash, this is why I don't play it. But like, it's tough for somebody on the outside like me to get like this new game vibe. And I keep thinking about Mario Kart 8. I keep thinking about this game that they didn't do a ton to and just brought it to the Switch.
Oh,
it was in top 10 NPD in January. So like they didn't really need to do a ton to Mario Kart 8 for it not only to perform well on Switch, but amazingly well. And so it just, I don't get that vibe that with them being like, okay, we got to bring Metroid back. We got a new Yoshi game coming, new Kirby game coming. That they're, and we're also completely brand new Smash game. But at the same time, I don't know because I remember the Wii version there was Brawl, had the weird single player mode.
Subspace Emissary.
Right. So that's a clear identifier of like, oh, that's in it, that's a port. It's like, is there something, you brought up some mode or something, is there something identifiable that like, we just have to hear if that's in it or not, and then we'll know, okay, they're just adding stuff
I mean, there's so many
the Wii
wacky
version.
modes. Yeah, I mean, I think Smash Tour might be the biggest make or break for figuring out if it's a new mode or not. Yeah, it's really tough, and it's so easy to speculate on where it's going to go in the future and what characters they can add. But you mentioned, 2 new characters at least. But even just focusing on what they've shown, thinking about like the Inklings in Smash, it's just a world of speculation. We've just focused on that alone.
Yeah.
Think about how much they're just going to paint up every arena in Smash. It's going to be a mess.
Do you think they could paint it and then you'll be able to travel faster through your paint?
I guarantee it. They have.
Yeah.
If they don't do that, it would be so lame. Yeah. But it's just,
right.
think of like, hopefully they add Corneria back to the Wii U version here, which is one of my favorite levels. But just thinking about Star Fox's ship just completely covered in different colored ink, it's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
Well, and I think another good point that they had, like the official working title is Nintendo Switch Super Smash Brothers working title. And it does seem kind of weird that they would put working title on something if it was a port. That they wouldn't just say Super Smash Brothers Deluxe or something like that, or Super Smash Brothers for Switch. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And that reveal should have had gameplay if it was strictly a port.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't do a CG trailer for a port and not show gameplay at the end, is how I feel about it.
It's probably going to be that weird hybrid,
yeah.
but who cares?
I think so. I like your point about who cares.
I could see that though. I mean, you're going from the Wii U to the Switch. Like you do have a little more processing power, so maybe they're just figuring it out. Maybe they're like, we don't want to label what this game will look like right now. We don't want to say, because then everyone like, all right, let's do it. And they'll bring up the Wii U version and put the Switch next to it. Looks the same to me. I guess the Switch sucks. And I just think they want to avoid all that stuff.
I did forget to mention a very important detail. The trailer didn't just end with blackness. It ended with the year 2018.
That's amazing.
Which is
again,
a really important detail I should have brought
yeah.
up first. It's like, yeah, this game's coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably more on the hybrid angle of the port.
Right.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I think it's not that crazy when you look at what they've done with Splatoon and ARMS, where these aren't games that just release with everything. Like they incrementally update with lots of free updates.
Do you think they'll do that with Smash?
Yeah, I think there will be a series of free and paid updates that come out, and so Smash will be continually evolving over the next 2 years after it comes out.
Yeah.
They didn't do too much of that with Wii U. They added new characters and stuff like that, but I feel like they could really lean into new stages even more and really just slowly trickle stuff out for years if they want. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, characters were kind of expensive on Wii U, right?
Yeah.
And so it'd be weird that they're going to try to make less money and take the ARMS route, But like, yeah.
But like Splatoon is doing a combination. Like Splatoon's doing a bunch of free updates, but
$20
here's
for that
this
story
$20
mode.
single player. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
think that's the main reason why I think it's gonna be better than a port, but I think it's not a completely new version. Is they don't have to. I think that's. I think they could probably sell almost the same amount of units, like just being like, oh, we'll just add some cool stuff to the version.
You talked
from last year.
You talked about processing power. Is something Sakurai actually wrote like a series of kind of dev diaries for Game Informer during the development of the Wii U and 3DS versions.
Nice plug.
And thank
Yeah,
you so
great
much.
plug, yeah.
Definitely check it out. We put it up on Game Informer's site not too long ago. And I was reading through that again because I'm a big old nerdo. And one of the things that he brought up, which I had completely forgotten about, is he said that they tried to get ice climbers in the Wii U and 3DS versions, but they couldn't get the tech for the duality of the ice climbers working on 3DS, and so they pulled it at the last second. So on the processing power front, that seems like an easy addition now that we can cut that 3DS crap out of the way, get the ice climbers back in there.
We'll move on, but I want to know, are you excited about ice climbers?
No!
Okay, yeah.
They're interesting, vaguely.
That trailer's going to be hard. Like, hey, the ice climbers are back. It's kind of like, like, okay.
But honestly, if anybody can make you care about the ice climbers, it's going to be the marketing team or whoever designs those trailers. It'll be badass as hell.
Yeah, I would love to know. I'd honestly love to see the storyboarding and
Yes.
really the design of those trailers. It's actually truly interesting.
I think it's a great kudos to Nintendo that we're even talking about this. That we're not all like, it's a port. Come on, moving
Right.
on. Next
You're right.
story. That
Yeah,
we're like,
'cause I
I
don't
don't know. They've been weird lately. They've been doing a lot of surprising, crazy stuff. There are a lot of Switch games I play. We're like, whoa, look at this. So we'll see.
The next game that was announced last week, The Division 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was announced last week.
Yeah, I remember it happening. I don't think I looked at the details.
There's not many details, Blood.
Okay.
All we have is the name. We know that Massive is working on it again, and we know that we will learn more at E3 this year.
Also, something interesting is maybe something that Destiny kind of faltered in is them saying that, like, oh, you can keep playing Division 1 and it'll fuel your progress in Division 2 in some way.
Yeah. Honestly, I tuned out in the rest, like the bottom half of that post that they wrote. So I'm sorry, like loot I get will carry over?
I don't know exactly how it works. I watched because they announced it in a live stream. It's such a weird, soft announcement. It just felt
I
like
saw it as a press release. So they did it in a
they did it in a live
live
stream. Yeah. They have a state of the game live stream with Division, and they just sat around and then casually mentioned, like, yeah, we're working on Division 2. We cannot talk about it at all until E3. Please sit tight. But just to
That's
kind of
so
get it off their
funny.
chest, yeah.
So that's like a weekly thing they normally do, the
Seems that
state
way.
of Division.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's
Yeah,
a weird game to have a sequel, right? At least in terms of story.
oh, you think just add
Because
more?
it's like
I
the
mean-
whole thing is like this
Right.
setup of like, here's the outbreak. And like,
Yeah.
it's like, yo, I guess you guys never contained the outbreak, huh?
Apocalypse Plus. You thought things got bad.
Where do you want them to go?
Yeah, another city. You're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see, whether they did something that was a little bit more mixed. Because I think that's one of the vibes is that, like a lot of the game kind of ended up looking the same.
Yeah.
Snowy
The
New York.
snowy, always in the snow.
Yeah, it'd be
I
cool-
like
it'd
a
be cool
water
to-
park.
Just one
Snowy
dent.
water park.
Oh, snowy.
Yeah.
Are they attached to the snow? I mean, do they
I
want
think
to
they're
just...
attached to the snow.
They got to do it. That's the
The
Division
aesthetic.
look.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
because now I'm starting to think about it. they're at E3. They're gonna be like, check this out, a beach. You know,
Right.
they're totally gonna lean into that. It's just like some attempt to make the game look different. 'Cause as Blood said, like, why make a sequel? I think that's the kind of thing you prove it is just simply visually. Like, here's where we are this time.
Yeah, just thinking about like, okay, how Ubisoft in general, how can they make the setting for Division 2 stand out? They've been, out of all companies, they have really trotted the globe. You know, they've been around everywhere. Like, I guess desert. Origins
why not
just
both?
came out.
I
Yeah.
think Globetrot in the game. You know, what if it's
God.
What if you're in the little Tokyo area there and a little
But I do think
going back to New York, but New York's different. You know,
I think the idea, Jones, is like your resource. You don't have a lot of resources. You know what I mean? You're a poor person. Like, you can't go globetrotting.
maybe that's the change. Is that like the Division 1 that you're playing is in this first era, the initial apocalypse, and then at some point, maybe 10 years after the events that you've played in Division, we get part of it figured out, and then to clean things up, we send in these crews to these other zones to just clean it, you know.
Ooh, like going through and
That there are
repairing
still
cities.
like maybe we've saved New York. Maybe New York's like a hub. That'd be kind of cool, maybe to like hang out in places that you couldn't during Division because like it's better now.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like doing a new Star Trek show. It's like doesn't mean Next Generation didn't happen. It's just we're on Deep Space Nine now. You know, like we're just in another part of the world. Like there might be a little crossover. You might see characters that are older now or something. Like,
Did you hear Broadway's back open?
Yeah.
Did you hear?
shows?
Yeah.
That would be funny.
It's only live streams of the Division 1. Please watch.
Hamilton's back.
Yeah, it's so weird to me how big of a game Division is. That Ubisoft is investing heavily in this game. We had a rumor. Game Reactor reported that there are 1,000 people working on this game right now. That's
Man.
crazy.
Whoa.
That is a huge game.
It's a Ubisoft dozen.
Well, Ubisoft, I love what they did with Rainbow Six. You know, it's still there. It's still going. People are still playing it. They love it.
Yeah.
You know, I guess the zombies mode people are freaking out about. Like that's
Yeah.
that's super tempting me to pick the game up, which haven't played it since I like demoed it before it launched. And
Also,
so,
just
yeah.
the free weekends they're pushing on Rainbow Six, I think is so smart. I
Yeah.
mean, they've done such a good job keeping these games alive. I'm very curious about Skull and Bones that they haven't mentioned about. Is that the name
Yeah,
of that?
they haven't
seen a lot of Skull
talked
and
about
Bones
it really
in the past
since last
year.
E3.
Or
Yeah.
Starlink. You know, it's like
Yeah,
maybe
Starlink
if
is
Starlink is likely not going to be seen again, right?
Right.
Really?
No, I don't know. I just get the
There's
feeling.
hardware.
I get the feeling like that one could disappear and we would never talk about it again. You know,
totally
Right.
I feel bad saying
Because
that.
like transference, right? Or
transferring.
no?
no transference.
The
What is
VR
transference?
Elijah Wood, the VR.
That's
Oh!
that's been at multiple like
There's a lot of
Gamescom,
games.
PSX, and stuff like that. But you're right, like Skull and Bones and Starlink. Like as many times I've been to Ubisoft in the past year, I have not seen them brought up again.
Oh man! But on the Skull and Bones front alone, I feel like I have faith in Ubisoft sticking with their multiplayer efforts and really building it up and focusing on the
Yeah.
community over time. For Honor, I think is doing okay. It's not the success story, obviously, that Rainbow Six is, but like that's a weird game, and
Yeah, they just
as
did
much of
a-
a success as it is, that's
yeah, big update with that.
we always talk about Wildlands being a crazy success.
Yeah.
But you never hear like Ubisoft messed it up. You know, it's like For Honor's just not big because it's just not big. It's
You
just
hear
not.
they messed it up.
It
This is a recent trend.
okay.
I think coming off of like Assassin's Creed, where they're like, "Hey, we made too many bad ones. We got to take a year off." You
Right.
know what I mean? That was
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
Well,
not
but
too long
specifically
ago.
how they handle online, how
Okay.
they support For Honor and Rainbow Six and these games over a period of time. So people looking at reinvesting, and even that are finishing Division 1, like I don't know what the sentiment is among players that, you know, if they look at Ubisoft not only producing another long-term online game, but continuing Division. I think the sentiment is better with Division, even though the audience is smaller than Destiny players going into Destiny 2. I think there's more of like, I think they're going to do this right.
Yeah,
or if
for
I
sure.
like Division, I'm probably going to like this one too.
You know what,
Yeah.
Jones? I got to agree with that.
Where Destiny 2 definitely had like the vibe across it, where it's like we're fixing it, you know, like we're
Right.
Still
anything
does,
you didn't
kinda.
like, you're
Yeah.
gonna love it now.
And then it seemed like, you know, this is very anecdotal, but it felt like came out at launch, people were like, okay, maybe they did fix it, and now it's just started to kind of dive back down
on
into
a
it.
month
Nope,
by month
nope,
basis.
nope,
yeah.
nope.
We have another game announcement that we got very little information from. It's another one where it says, "Hey, we'll tell you more later." Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's real. Treyarch
Yep.
is developing, as was reported earlier. That game will be. We got a release date actually, October 12th.
Early.
Okay.
For
Yes.
a COD. Yeah.
Oh, that's odd. How many? That's a tradition they're really shattering here.
Yeah. What is it? Red Dead that pushed them out? You think?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, could be.
I'd be so proud of Red
Wait.
Dead if they scared
When
COD.
is Red Dead?
I thought it's November.
No, it's the end of October. October
okay.
20 something.
Wow,
So they're
okay.
before Red Dead, but just by a week or two.
Yeah.
Probably a
weeks.
smart move. And this is Black Ops 4, number 4, unless it's in the logo, and then it's a scratch mark.
Can I tell you, Ben? I love
Yeah.
the logo.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do. So we should explain
that's
the logo.
fine.
We should explain the logo. It's 4 lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which there's a lot of it's the easy joke. You're like, that's not Roman numerals, and it's like it might not be. Like the 3 might not be a Roman numeral. Like officers in the military have lines to denote rank
true.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So like it could be. There's all sorts of stuff.
And if
Like,
they do,
if it
like-
had a line on top, if there's a line on top and the bottom, all right,
Yeah.
that's not a thing.
But if they do like something like a zombies mode, I don't know if they can keep going down that zombies well. Who
There'll be
knows?
zombies
They got
mode.
to.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then you got the easy logo treatment of like the zombie claw marks going down
Well
for
done.
the 4. You know what I mean?
It was funny. The logo leaked because James Harden was wearing a hat that had it on. And I saw the tweet like a while ago. I was like, okay, there he is. But then someone was like, hold on, that's probably the new Call of Duty logo. What? I love that.
It's just no one could communicate to him. Don't wear this hat.
I'm
man.
sure they did. And he's like, whatever. Like,
But they had to make the hat.
Yeah.
I don't
Nobody's
know.
gonna know.
Yeah.
There's got to be some intention to that. That's weird.
You're right. It is a good way to leak.
Yeah.
Having James Harden leak your logo, that is actually pretty cool. I get what
smart.
you're saying. Yeah.
So what do we know about the game?
Very little. We know it's Black Ops 4. We know Treyarch is working on it, and we know we'll learn more in May.
Probably futuristic. Probably.
Yes.
Maybe?
But there's that phrase "boots on the ground." Jones is going to come back. They really want to go back to boots on the ground.
Okay. But 1 was in the past, but 2, 3, and 4 were all very much in the future.
Really?
Or 2,
2
3,
was?
2 and 3. 1 was, I think 1 was a bit of everything. 1 bounced all over the place
1
because you
was-
were
yeah, it
going
was
back
cool
through
stuff.
someone's memory, and
Yeah,
so
yeah. And 3 is super in the future. I don't think they're going
3
past
is
that.
way super in the future.
I think they're going Black Ops 4 for the title more than like the actual theme of the game.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, on the Call of Duty World War II cover story trip, Hirschberg, who now left Activision, the CEO, he was talking about how like, yeah, we probably did 1 too many Call of Duties in the future with Infinite Warfare.
He said
Like,
that?
Yeah, he's
Wow.
like, we pushed it a little bit too far. And so I don't know if it's like, all right, we got World War II out of the system, sold well, cleanse the pipes, now let's go back to the future. But I would doubt it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe like that 5-year future where you have like cooler
Yeah.
guns that don't exist yet. That's my guess for what they're gonna
Right,
try.
right.
But yeah, we'll find out more in May. That kind of thing. Yeah, I guess the release date really is the headline there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They locked in October 12th
Yeah, I do wonder if there's like some weird reasoning for that.
for November. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause it always
they
works.
usually like all their map packs and stuff usually lead all the way. Like they just keep releasing stuff for the previous game. So I wonder if I wonder what their sales are on map packs on.
Because right, even talking
World
about
War II.
World War II, yeah, because it sold so well, it undid the downward trend of Call of Duty
Yeah.
sales. And so how do they point at that and say, hey, we should do better next year? Let's do October. Like I don't know, I don't know what the strategy is there.
Yeah.
We need to get Hirschberg back.
Yeah, bring him back.
Why October 12th? Tell us. Final game announcement. WarioWare Gold.
Awesome. Just awesome.
So what this is a collection of WarioWare games, 300 little collection of WarioWare games. I think going all the way back to the first one. What's the tilting one called?
Twisted.
WarioWare
That's
Twisted.
the one people really like that somehow I never got around to.
So we saw a Twisted minigame included there. So I think that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's awesome. What bummed me out seeing that, also Luigi's Mansion and also the Bowser's Inside Story remake is like, God, I feel like that headline came out 3 years ago, 4 years ago maybe, where it's like, hey, Nintendo's focusing all of its divisions, no longer splitting between handheld and console. We're focusing everything on one division.
Yes.
And now to see all those announcements from that direct, it's like, okay, Alpha Dream is still working on this. The awesome WarioWare Rhythm Heaven team, they're still working on 3DS. I don't know who's making Luigi's Mansion. I hope it's not Next Level. It could be like Monster Games or something.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, please don't be like something.
Yeah.
Because
It's
you
just-
want them to work on something else, right?
It's just being
Yes.
bogged down. Just bring it to Switch. I want WarioWare on Switch so
Right.
desperately.
But you saw those sales in that recent report, right?
Well,
Which ones?
3DS
The
sales.
3DS software
Oh,
sales.
Yeah, 'cause
right.
The
It's
console's
like
still
insane,
selling
yeah.
crazy.
And you double dip. You would get on the 3DS now, and then a year, hey, guess what? New announcement. Luigi's
Yeah.
Mansion coming to Switch. Like,
I guess
"Oh,
so.
We're excited again.
And you're right, Jones. I'll eat that up.
Yeah.
Ooh, especially if they do the same transition they did from the first WarioWare to the GameCube one, where they just add multiplayer for this crazy Megamix version of WarioWare for the Switch version. Done.
Yeah, it is shocking to me to see the support for 3DS continue.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But did anybody talk about Kirby Battle Royale, which came out, what, like 3 weeks ago or something?
We made fun of it on this podcast.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah,
We did our due
none of-
diligence, don't worry.
None of us actually got to play it. Like I have it, but I haven't actually booted it up.
Yeah. I hope you're used to that feeling because it's going to be the next 5 years of your life. Like, I should go back and check out that Kirby Battle Royale game. It's a very funny name.
I don't know if I'll ever pick that up. Yeah, and the reviews were super bad for that, is what I remember.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's weird. It's weird that they have a plan even into 2019.
Yeah.
That Bowser's Inside Story is a 2019.
Bowser's
no.
Inside Story makes so much sense, though. Like, it would be weird to put that on Switch.
Why?
Because they did all the funny, gimmicky stuff with the two-screen thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like you'd have to, like, create 2 screens on your Switch in some way.
It'd be annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you want Alpha Dream just to be liberated and make a new RPG?
Oh,
They're
for
making
sure.
Mario and Luigi stuff forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It would be very nice if they could just make a new one. I wonder if like Intelligent Systems is working on a Mario RPG and they're like, it's overlap or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it could be.
But I mean, we don't have any Nintendo games announced for 2019 except for that 3DS game. I'm
my
sure we
God.
have games that have been announced that will come out in 2019, but
Metroid,
they,
yeah.
they did not say like with any other game, 2019. Like that's to me like it's a statement of, hey, we're supporting the 3DS this year out.
Yeah.
We're not giving up on that thing. It's going to keep selling. People are going to keep buying it, and Switches are selling. They're not really hurting each other. I don't know if it's really a problem. I think it's just a problem for us who would rather play those games on a Switch.
Yeah.
Another really interesting thing that was announced, though, is what was the 3DS game called? The sushi one. Sushi Striker, Way of the Sushido. That was a 3DS game announced, I think, at E3 last year. And they said, hey, that's also coming to Switch, actually, simultaneous.
Yeah.
So that was kind of surprising.
And we kind of had the opposite effect with SteamWorld Dig 2 came out on Switch and then more recently came out on 3DS. So, yeah, I think we just may see more of those kind of smaller games that don't have as much expectation on them kind of try to hit both.
Yeah, Captain Toad. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker
Yeah.
coming to
Yeah.
Switch and 3DS. You could have made a 3DS version of that ages ago, but you chose now when you make the Switch version for some reason.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy that those games would exist. I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting, the 3DS chugging along.
It's interesting. I mean, they've got to be plowing the road a little bit with Captain Toad specifically because that was made with 3D World's engine. Like, that just kind of chums the waters even more for a 3D World port to Switch at some point, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why lead with Captain Toad, though? It's odd, right?
I think it's just easier. I think it's just an easier job.
Yeah.
There are so many people tweeting about that. Though. Like,
Yeah.
the fans wanted it probably even more than they wanted 3D World. Weirdly enough.
The ultimate underdog, Captain Toad.
Yeah. Captain Toad's it's a tight, compact game. It's a really, really good game. I can see why it's just like, let's just do that. Let's get off the table and maybe 3D World after that. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool that that's happening. Unfortunately, it's now time to rank the significance.
Oh, God.
So we have those 4 game announcements: Super Smash Bros., The Division 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and WarioWare Gold. How do we rank the significance of these 4 titles? Game announcements.
I mean,
should
I
say.
honestly feel like you just did just by listing
No,
them. You gave
COD
them
ahead
the
of
order.
Division. And
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would
know.
put Division over Call of
not
Duty?
as surprising for COD, but still.
Are we talking?
Oh, maybe not. No. Yeah. I'd put Smash at the top, Call of Duty, Division, and WarioWare.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
me too.
Now, we're talking sales, or what is your definition of significance?
Oh, there's no definition.
It's just the
the
feeling,
whole
baby.
personal-
Okay.
yeah,
What is
yeah,
personally
yeah.
significant to you?
Yeah, because sales, I mean, Call of Duty, right? Will Call of Duty outsell Smash Bros? I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. It's not about sales.
Okay.
I mean, you're obviously going to put Smash Bros first, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Division 2 or Call of Duty?
I think
Black
Call of
Ops
Duty
4.
has more potential to be just completely nuts based on Black Ops 3's campaign. So I don't know how much like curiosity feeds into this.
No, that's good. No,
significance,
curiosity
you know?
is very important with significance. Yeah.
Okay. Then that's maybe up there.
Yeah.
WarioWare, it'll be a blast. I'm not curious about it.
Right.
Right.
I think they said they're going to add some new stuff, but it looks like mostly old. And they said, like, new looks for classic characters, and they look exactly the same. It was so weird.
Ashley's wearing a hat.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow Rainbow, what's up?
I'm curious what I'll end up thinking of WarioWare because it's like when those original few games came out. Like I was really into that series, but like at some point, I feel like I've seen it. Like I don't know like where the potential for new micro games is going to come from.
What was so funny, I think, about the Game Boy Advance games is just this idea of the micro games, of these actually being, I think, video game software. And so I think if I were to make a Switch version of a Wario game, you'd have to amp it up a little bit. You'd have to make fun of higher budget games, basically.
Ooh, interesting.
You'd have to like make fun of what indie games look like, I guess. That's what I would do, I guess.
Wait,
Yeah.
indie games. So just like make fun of the Switch's eShop with the games that Wario in this fiction is creating.
Yes.
He just
there's
releases
absolutely a fictional eShop within this Wario world. Yes.
Yeah, and it's just filled with Neo Geo ports.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be modernize it. I like this. I'm sorry, do you all hear that?
Ooh.
Oh, it sounds like it's podcast halftime.
The following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of March. iKeyless. Since 2002, iKeyless has specialized in replacement automotive keys and remotes. They can save you up to 75% off dealership prices. Visit their updated website at iKeyless.com and use promo code EASYA at checkout for free shipping and an additional 17% off of your order. Hogue Law Business Law Firm. Whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising boss, or finally cashing out with a well-earned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side. Rick Hogue started Hogue Law to bring more than a decade of experience to companies like yours and is proud to support the Allies. Check him out at hoeglaw.com. Simon Anderson. L. Thanis. Mango. Professor Metal Gear. Scorn, an atmospheric horror adventure currently in development at Ebb Software, set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. Go to scorn-game.com for more information. Project Longtail. Project Longtail is an upcoming 3D platformer action game made in the spirit of PS2 era classics. Go to www.longtailgame.com for more information or follow on Twitter at longtailgame. Schemata, a fast-paced mobile puzzle game based on digital logic diagrams developed by Friendly Fish Games. Race through logic circuits while organically learning how they work. The game is free with ads and has a $2 option to disable them. No other microtransactions are in this game. Out now on the Google Play Store and coming soon to iOS. Find out more at schematagame.com. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors.
Love that copy for the tail game. What's it called?
Project Longtail.
Project Longtail. Like making
Longtail game.
Making a PS2 style game. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Modernize it. Modernize your references. Don't make fun of NES games anymore. Let's go.
Please leave
Yeah.
it alone now.
Yeah.
Simon Anderson said some nice things about you last week, Kyle. He's ready to say more nice things. My bad for not getting in touch with him who's to be on the podcast this week.
Oh, okay.
He sent me a couple entries for just people that aren't here. I'm sure if you were on more podcasts, he would say something nice to you as well.
Yeah, we weren't
that's
sure
nice.
Ben was going to be on the show, so it was nice.
we're probably going to double down on compliments next week.
Okay,
We'll
we
have
can do
two
that. I'm cool
prepped.
with Ben, actually, are you allowed to say why you're in LA?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to go into details about it, but I was at an event for Jurassic World Evolution, the new Frontier game, which before going to this event, it was my most anticipated game of 2018. Well, maybe before I knew Smash was coming.
Are you allowed to tell us after?
Probably not. But
all right.
on a future episode of the Game Informer show, we can talk all about it. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's we don't get to see any secrets.
What?
No, you're right. Blood, you get to see secrets.
You still go to like preview events and
Pardon
stuff,
me,
right?
I don't get to see any secrets, right? I wanted to talk about this real quick before we get to love and respect. Fortnite announced a mobile version. Because we kind of talked about it last week. Like, they should do that. And then they're like, we did this. iOS soon, Android in coming months is what it was announced. The strangest thing is it's Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's
It's
everything.
Battle Royale. It's Battle Royale.
Excuse me. Yeah, Fortnite Battle Royale. It's not a mobile special version. In fact, people on their mobile phones can play with people on a PlayStation 4 or a PC. That is crazy to me.
Likely poorly. Like, I can't,
Like
it's
as
gonna
you're
be
tapping
fun.
your phone, just like, I got you, buddy. You're like, yeah, I know.
I'm sure that we'll have some kind of, whatever controller support that there is for the phone. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
It'll be the ultimate insult though when you're playing Fortnite, just to be like iOS player, huh?
they
like
should-
the ultimate trash talk. Like, no, I'm on a controller,
I hope
sir.
they label that somehow. I hope there's some way to find out. Like, yeah, you got chicken dinner went to a guy on his phone on a plane right now. Like,
Well, from what I understand,
I use motion controls type thing. Yeah.
yeah.
it's not like easy. It's not easy to actually like meet up with somebody on another platform. Like you basically have an Epic account, and so you match up through those. And so it's not like there's just like if you're playing on your own console or PC, like a bunch of mobile people are going to start popping in. I think like they have to be like match-made friends who are like playing with each other.
That's really smart. They have they have enough of a player base. They don't need to mix and match it too much.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, how did you
Dude, I think we're all overwhelmed and just blown away by Fortnite's success. Can you imagine when it's on mobile for free?
Yeah.
We will not be able to escape it. It's a cool ass game, but good God, it's gonna conquer the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting reading that press release because Epic's like, yeah, this is the future. We're gonna make the same version of all games across all platforms. Like, we got it, we figured it out, and like they're probably right.
It's such a weird cross-platform tease, though, isn't it? The idea that they accidentally connected the Xbox community with the PS4 community that one time.
That's what we're talking about.
Right.
Because also this week, Xbox announced that they're also cross-compatible with all the other platforms except for PlayStation 4. So on Xbox, you can play with people on PC, you can play with people on phones, you can play with on Mac, and then is Mac included? I don't know. And then on PS4, all those other things, but never Xbox and PS4 together.
What is happening?
Yeah.
Just kiss and be nice, you idiots.
Yeah. Yeah. It is because it's all that extra step. It's not like you'll have Xbox players wandering into your PS4 like player base. It's not that at all. Like they have to go and match make with each other and things like that.
It's weird. Like I love them going at each other on Twitter. You know, like Microsoft being like, yeah, we want that, and Fortnite doubling down on it. But at the same time, I almost wonder it's like because Microsoft has now put it out there and been like, we're putting our chips on the table first.
Right.
Sony's never gonna budge because it's like we're admitting we're wrong. We're admitting Microsoft was right. We were wrong. We should have done this.
Is it that simple? Is
If
it
they
just
ever
the
say
ego?
yes to it, like I wonder if that's internally like the mindset is like we can't bow to Microsoft on this one. We can't. Like, even if it's possible, even if it probably wouldn't hurt us that bad. Now that they've said that they're the ones, not us, that are willing. It's
I
weird.
do agree it's for the look, Jones. I think it's like to make PlayStation Network feel more premium. You know what I mean? I feel like it is funny that by the way, I looked it up. There you can play with people on Mac computers. So any Apple owners are excited. The idea that like all of them but Xbox is a point. They're pointedly doing this now. And so yeah, it's definitely for the look, right? It's not like it's going to hurt them in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like this has come up before. Like, I feel like other people have said, it's like, yeah, there's no technical reason. It's easy to do it. What would be funny, though...
As Ben started this, it has happened. They've had it.
They accidentally, maybe accidentally did it, or whatever the hell happened there,
But what I think could potentially be really funny is, PlayStation has gotten a lot of exclusive deals for, like, weird add-on packs and stuff like that. So what would be really funny is, like, how those players can be. It's like, if you've got this skin that I don't have, it's like, well, how do I get that skin? It's like, you got to get a PS4. It's like, okay. They won't pay for Fortnite, but they'll pay for a PS4 to get that skin.
Right,
and
right.
Fortnite,
Wait, is that real? There's PlayStation exclusive skins?
I don't know for Fortnite specifically, but like they do those kind of deals with lots of different games.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's funny. They could be limiting themselves from people just getting into that ecosystem.
Yeah.
By 2019, coming to Switch. What do you think?
No.
Yeah.
Like
I think
this year,
so.
for sure.
Oh, this year, you think?
Yeah.
At E3?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I know that Iron Galaxy is doing something. They're helping out in some way with development on Fortnite, and the fact that they just ported Skyrim to Switch, you'd think they'd understand that
There's
tech pretty
no
well.
reason to pump the brakes on that at all.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no reason for Nintendo to be like, let's wait. Like,
Okay,
just-
where's Nintendo stand, do you think, in terms of cross-platform?
Oh, absolutely. They're already doing.
Oh yeah, they're already working
Minecraft,
with
Yeah,
Microsoft with
and,
Minecraft, and they're way down.
Rocket League, I think they're also
Yep.
playing with Xbox players.
So they're going to be like iOS? They're play ball for everything?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Because they have, like they have their Nintendo accounts and stuff like that, where things are already linked.
So then I guess if Sony is sticking with tradition, they will not play with the Switch either, though. They'll say no Xbox, no
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if they said yes Switch, no Xbox.
Yeah,
possible
that would
that-
truly be for the look. That'd be
know.
That'd be so spiteful.
We don't like them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's weird to see a game, I guess, that developed just be platform agnostic, just like we're the same game on all of these platforms. That's
awesome.
Oh, didn't Iron Galaxy just tweet out to like Capcom to like, hey,
About Monster Hunter World.
about Monster Hunter World?
This is what we do. Yeah. I just actually spoke to Adam Boyes. Interview coming up at the Game Informer Show podcast.
Cool.
Yeah.
but it feels like the game. If any game is going to crack Sony, if any game is going to be that game where they're like, all right, everybody's having fun, let's all play together. It feels like Fortnite. It feels like if it's not Fortnite, it's not going to be anything.
I like your idea of an executive like, this game's colorful, it's fine.
Because there's no like, it looks better on Xbox One X.
Yeah.
There's none of that. You're not a graphics hound if you're
I see
hunting down.
Shuhei playing Splatoon like all the time, so
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like some kids in his household or something that are always on there, but it's like it just doesn't pop up.
You
He's
see
playing
him.
Splatoon.
Oh, you're on your friends list.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a real quiet brag, by the way. But
No. I mean, he's been on there since the beginning. Like I actually put a shot in the review of shooting Shuhei. Yeah.
I'm taking it.
oh, awesome.
Oh, I do
That's
remember.
I cut that
You
review, and he
shot
very
Superman.
specifically was like, that's that clip right there. With me and Kevin Shute. Please put that in.
It is now time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
This might be interesting. It kind of ties into some stuff we were talking about earlier today. Hello, allies. Can the marketing of a game improve its narrative design? What do you think about game developers taking the marketing campaign of their games into account when working on the narrative design of their games? Nowadays, what did you do? Did you just salute that, Jones?
It's everything, baby. Yeah.
Nowadays, we know the name of the protagonist of the game and the supporting characters, their backgrounds, and their skills. We also have a good idea of what the story is and the goals of our protagonist. It is very hard to avoid knowing these things if you're part of the gaming community. So, shouldn't game developers assume we already know most of the things that they take a long time to introduce during the game? For example, in Blade Runner 2049, a character references an event called the Blackout, which you would know the details of if you had followed the marketing of the film pre-release. This would enhance the viewing experience of the movie and make the marketing more meaningful instead of just spoilery. So, do you think the marketing of a game could influence its narrative design and enhance the experience rather than ruin it? Love and respect, Abdul Rahman.
oh my gosh,
Love this.
that's a meaty one. That's
Yeah.
good.
Because I'm so on board with this. This is the craziest thing to me is movies pretending you don't know for the first half hour what is about to happen.
Right.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean.
Just like what the villain looks like. Like the shot is directed as if this is the first time we see the villain.
Terminator 2 reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we know what
Right.
that thing looks like, and it's not an actual reveal. And so yeah, I love the idea of actually making the marketing something else.
I don't know if it's easy, but I think of like a couple games have done it well where they have like the standalone demo that's completely separate. Like the
Yeah.
Stanley Parable demo.
Yeah.
That's completely a standalone experience. It's not going to ruin any twists and turns in the actual main game.
Resident Evil 7, I would argue, kind of
Yeah,
in the
that's
same
a great
environment,
one.
but
Yeah.
a enclosed thing, like going through that kitchen a third time when you played it, like didn't ruin
Dead
it for
Rising
me,
did
know.
that as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, Dead Rising,
Yeah.
the 2 especially. I played the Dead Rising 2 demo like 5 times, never finished Dead Rising 2.
Wasn't it called something? It's like its own game, right?
Case
Yeah.
Zero.
Case Zero,
Yeah.
yes.
And Case West was the one with Frank.
I love Case Zero, and at the time it was like, oh, this is the future. Everybody's gonna be doing this, and then it didn't happen.
They did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the hard things about this question is you're like, yeah, everyone should do that. Clearly, it's more expensive. Like even if you don't have the demo and you're just doing a trailer campaign that
Yeah.
focuses on other things, probably some voiceover involved in that. You're probably having those actors record things outside of the game.
Oh, and
you
you're getting-
you have to write that way in advance.
Yes.
Which is always interesting to me. I remember catching on to that like a GT back in the day, where I'm just like, why don't we get VO in these games until like the very last trailers? And I'm like, oh, because they don't record it. That's like the last thing that they come in and do.
Yeah.
So it's always funny to see those. That's what I love about Rockstar's, that first trailer, baby. Everybody's talking,
Yeah.
So, but a lot of other games, it might be something we're out of with this gen, but like definitely in like the PS2, Xbox era.
Yeah, I'm
It was
trying to
like
think of-
the launch trailer. Somebody would talk finally.
Yeah, like the standout marketing campaigns of recent memory. I've been thinking a lot about it recently, but Arkham Knight stands out to me. The fact that they didn't spoil, I don't know if we should spoil it here, but like the fact that there's a huge character that's at the core of that plot and that didn't leak, that wasn't teased in any of the marketing is just a miracle.
Yeah. At the same time, when you find out what that twist is,
Sure.
it's like more disappointing than a spoiler could have been.
Really?
Yes.
But do you feel like it makes good on it by the end? You're on board eventually, right?
No, I agree with you that it's cool that it was a secret that nobody knew was going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely tease like who is it? Who's the Arkham Knight? Like that was a lot of the
Right.
commercials
Right.
coming
Right.
in.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness with this though, because like what you're saying is, just assume that we know. I'm like, that's not a good plan for any kind of
No.
media.
Yeah, don't make any assumptions.
Like Halo
that
4 had that problem all over
trailers.
the place.
Yes, that's a really good example of taking it too far. I love the example in this submission though, talking about the blackout in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Because I hear it and I've not seen any of that the short films they released. I don't care. I can infer what the blackout was, but those short films were meaningful to the people that promoted the movie.
Yeah.
And I realized that, video games don't necessarily have that. Like, everybody's rushing to get the game done as soon as possible. They don't have like, hey, let's just do a little extra thing today. It's like, no, we don't have time for that. And so I realized that it's a little different. But maybe in making trailers,
So trailers disconnected from the main game? That's what you're talking about?
like...
I think of like Mass Effect 3's marketing, like the first trailer was like the sniper in the tower in London. That's not in the game.
Big Ben, wasn't it? It was like,
yeah.
not even close in the game. Nothing like that.
Deus Ex would seem like something that would also do that. I mean, they had like the news reports and stuff where you could kind of get a sense of like what the world was
like. A lot
like.
of world building in there,
A lot of it. Speaking of Division, I really liked the initial Division where you're going around the apartment and you're seeing really quickly all the stuff that's happening.
That was cool.
And it's a great idea of like if the game is going to be post apocalypse where it's like, oh, the bad stuff happened, now you're in the aftermath to focus your campaign on like what happened, like let me see moments from that event if you have money to spend on your campaign.
Another great example that can't be done again is Metal Gear Solid 2.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was the next thing I was going to bring up.
But it's very aware. It's like aware of how things are marketed. It's aware of the way that we just take things for granted and accept things and just ingest them. Like, screenshots, thank you, screenshots. And then just like, this wasn't in the screenshot. Like, that blew our mind because of the way that we just ingested everything. And so I think something like that could still be done today. Of just like, hey, we're misleading you, but it's still something that's cool to look at. It's still fun. But when you actually get to play the game, you will be surprised.
But you just need a developer with so much juice they can get away with that. And that's pretty rare in the industry.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's like Nintendo's got, obviously lots of money to spend on Smash Brothers, so it's just like you have some franchises. It's like it's just not fair. Their campaigns are always just going to be huge and crazy. It's like if you're any movie releasing in 2018 that's not Deadpool, like what are you going to do with your posters? You're just like, whatever. Well,
maybe Smash is doing that right now, right? All the cinematic trailers, the game comes out, it's just a 3D fighter.
Yeah. But it's fascinating to me. But it's fascinating to me to see Deadpool be like, remember Flashdance? Here's a Flashdance poster. And everybody's like, that's awesome. And then Ready Player One's like, here's a Matrix. Get out of here.
No. Like, John, there's a distinct difference. Because
there is.
Ready Player One is not parody. It's
right.
like, look at how cool we are for making this reference.
But it is a fine line, I think, with a lot of these ad companies where they're like, why don't people like this? I don't get it. You know? And you're like, you gotta really be deeply ingrained. And it's interesting that you're excited about this topic, Kyle, because you're media blackout on a lot of the games that you really like.
Because of too much stuff is ruined.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if they, something you really like did this, you'd probably miss it until after the fact.
If they advertise it as such, if it's like Case Zero, you know what I mean? If Zelda had a Case Zero, I'm in, baby.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. And even if Case Zero, like we just said, you can't really do that just because of game development. Even if it is videos, even if it's short films that they release, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do it. Give
Please
it to
do
us.
it. Yeah. So to answer your question, can the marketing of a game improve its narrative design? Yes. Yep. It's just very difficult. Our next Love and Respect submission comes from Ben.
Oh my gosh, that's me at the table. This is an odd one, but I thought it'd be fun. For years now, we've been playing on the Game Informer show this game that we call Back of the Box Trivia. Because one of the cool things at Game Informer, we've been around since 1991, we have what we call the Vault, where we have a copy of every game ever made.
Oh, man.
It's really cool. You guys should come by at some point. We're in Minnesota, strangely.
Yeah.
And
yeah. But when we didn't know what was happening, I applied up there. So.
Oh, okay. But it's that weird deal where it's like, okay, we have every game ever made. The PC section's rough, but like, what do you do when you have access to that? And we have like our replay show, which has been going on for years and years and years, and it's really fun.
Pick some cool games.
Yeah, it's fun just to go in there and grab one off the shelf. We're thinking of like, what else can we do? And so years ago, we came up with Back of the Box Trivia, where I take a picture of the back of the box.
Great.
I'm going to read the description, omitting key words from this. Maybe too much so, right?
Okay.
You guys buzz in by saying your name. You get one guess for the name of the game.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So this can go on for way too long, and so I boiled it down just a handful here.
Okay.
So
Great.
whoever has
I'm
the most
ready.
points at the end. I don't know, Kyle, if you want to keep score here, it might be easier.
I'll keep score, sure.
Okay, great. Going through my old photos. Okay, now don't look at this.
I'm not looking.
Okay, all right, be very careful. Go behind the seams with blank.
Seams?
Seams
Okay.
with blank. Buzz in by saying your name. unravel enemies, and weave your way through a blank adventure unlike anything you've ever seen. New abilities, amazing transformations, including a saucer.
Is this Kirby's yarn Kirby?
Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Boy, I wish I could give any of you a point, but you gotta buzz in by saying it. No,
Oh!
you're totally right, Kyle. You stumbled around it, but yes, absolutely. Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Okay.
You got it, man.
Whoa.
On the
All right.
Wii.
Okay,
on the
I'll
Wii.
be better. I'll
I
be better.
love
Okay.
Kyle not playing by the rules.
Yes.
When you get so upset.
I give a little
So we got-
mercy
we
about
got-
the rules,
we-
yeah.
He
So
laid
how do
them
we
out
buzz
very
in?
specifically.
Saying your name.
Saying
Oh.
All right, one clear shot. All right,
My
here we
name.
go. Yes. Blank will stop at nothing to control the world. And who would have thought his next move would be to attack the world's most popular sport? Blank is ready, and he's preparing Blank for a new type of battle. As the two best Blank teams in the nation took the field for the championship, suddenly the stadium was pelted with blasts of fire and the field was engulfed in smoke. The smoke cleared and some very familiar robots replaced the players on the field. Blank had sent his greatest robot creations like blank, 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 and blank to rule.
This is the Mega Man soccer game.
Kyle, again. Unless you legally change your name to This is the Mega Man Soccer Game. Absolutely, dude. You totally got it. Mega Man Soccer, Super Nintendo.
It's so sad I didn't get it until you said blank, 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 blank. Yeah.
Oh, Blank Man, yeah. All right, here we go.
Because that was like I was in, and
it
I
was
was
Blank
for,
Man, I
like,
get it.
Robots playing sports, and for that reason, I'm in. Like that was
Yeah.
a good pitch.
Okay. Well, pitch. Here we go.
Yep.
Adapt, evolve, survive. You're Jack Carver.
You just know that's too generic for us to know.
No one's gonna know this crap.
Yeah.
This ain't your lucky day. You're trapped on a tropical island, hunted by ruthless mercenaries. Want to survive? You'd better adapt. You'd better evolve, and you'd better fight. 7 vehicles. Create your own tropical hell, and share your maps on Xbox Live.
Yeah, Brandon.
Brandon,
Far Cry? Far Cry 2?
incorrect.
Yeah.
4 multiplayer modes, including the unique Predator mode. Unleash your blank, blank, and become stronger, faster, deadlier. Oh, this game has 17 weapons. Also, stalk your prey by land, sea, or air using a staggering array of realistic weaponry.
It sounds like a Far Cry game.
Yeah,
Daniel?
It might be.
Daniel,
Far Cry 3.
incorrect.
Brandon.
Oh, only
out,
one guess,
man.
Kyle. I mean, you could put your hands behind your head and say, I could get used to this officially. But that's the entire box, man.
Yeah, I guess Jones, you brought it up last week too. It's like Feral. He's got like the guy with his teeth on the box. I give up.
Far Cry Instincts.
Instincts.
Look,
Oh!
the trick is I chose this one before
climbing up
I
over
heard
a
those
rock.
corrections where they're like,
Yes.
oh, that was in all the Far Cries.
Yes.
So I
Climbing
thought,
up over a rock. Yeah, there
yeah,
it
he
is.
is. He looks super
Yeah.
cool.
And Jones, you
The funny thing is
brought
that-
up that game last
Well,
week.
I
Yeah.
couldn't. I can't
Jack
get the word
Carver.
primal out of my
Yeah.
head.
It's like I knew.
Instinct.
My brain keeps being like primal. I'm like,
Dog.
it's not primal.
Okay. All right.
All right, here we go. It's not like he's saving the world or anything. Oh, yes, it is.
Oh man, I know.
What? You know that? Okay. As
did-
Special
I've read that
Agent
sentence before.
Harry Tasker, it's up to you to prevent a nuclear holocaust and stop the Crimson Jihad. You'll need you'll need Gibbs' help to stop the Crimson Jihad. This screenshot, the caption says, "Sorry about that." This one says, "Explosive Harrier action. You're fired," says another one.
Oh,
Don't get iced.
yeah.
by heavily-
Brandon. True Lies for Super Nintendo.
True Lies for Super Nintendo. Holy
Those were
cow!
Arnold
That's his
lines.
name.
Those
That's
were
his name,
Arnold
too.
lines too.
I'm like,
Okay.
oh yeah.
Tasker, what?
Okay.
Like,
All right.
You'll never guess the screenshot that says you're fired. He has a flamethrower in the shot, you guys.
but he says that in the movie. That's
Yeah.
He says it all. All right, here we go.
Not fair. That was written for Jones.
All right, face off with anyone, anytime, anywhere. Lock eyes. Grab a blank and go wild. Sword fight. Wizard battle. Dance off. Milk a cow.
Kyle. 3, 2, 1, switch.
I cannot legally give you that.
Oh! What's it called?
Daniel.
Oh, it's Daniel.
1-2 switch.
No.
Oh, Good job, man.
Excellent.
It's so tough.
3.
Milk a cow on the back of a box. Come on, you guys.
Sold it.
That's so rough.
Oh, 1-2 switch.
Okay, here we go. Leading an adventure for the first time. Blank must confront her past and manage a tense partnership with Blank as they race across a ruthless warmonger to secure the Golden Tusk.
Brandon. Uncharted Lost Legacy.
There we go. Nice work, man.
Well done, Jones.
Okay, this is a stinker here. Quote on the front of the box. This is normally back of the box trivia. This is front of the box trivia here from EGM. Definitely one of the best games involving a guy with a gun. The fights are really intense. Back of the box. He's here to take out the trash. After years of awaiting his destiny on Earth, Kyle Blank has finally come home to face the galaxy's most terrifying mutant monsters and goblin hordes. With brute strength, animal cunning, and a lead-spewing shotgun, he's on a quest to reclaim his once peaceful planet Tool.
Oh, okay.
Surrounded by
So we're on an alien planet. Okay.
Tool at that. Surrounded by enemies and confronting danger at every turn, Blank's commando training and survival skills are put to the ultimate death-defying test in this brutally savage land. So prepare to enter Blank's world and blast your way through one of the most intense, challenging games ever.
So here's what we know. We know that Blank, the last name, is a giveaway. Because previously we've gotten a first and last name.
Yeah.
So that person's last name is in the title.
Ooh.
Over 1,000 frames of rotoscoped animation create ultra-realistic characters and film-like motion. Defy death.
Film-like motion says PS1 to me. Like that's maybe PS2.
Defy death by dodging bullets, running, jumping, and climbing your way through trouble. Blast your way through enemy territory with an arsenal of
Kyle?
high-tech weaponry. Kyle.
Into the Darkness?
Incorrect. Die Hard game fan says it's an amazing story, mesmerizing music, and incredible animation. Oh, also it has electrifying sound effects that bring battle scenes to a totally new level. Are you ready for... Normally we don't do this, but as a subtle hint, back of the box, company's Blizzard Entertainment.
Whoa.
That just makes me more
Brandon?
confused.
Yeah, Brandon?
I can't remember the first part of it. It's what is it? Like Bloodthorn, Hawkthorn, Crazy Thorn. Damn it, something Thorn.
I gotta give it to you. It's
Give it-
Blackthorn. I'll give it to you. I'll hand that
Yes,
to you.
Jones.
Absolutely.
What is Blackthorn?
It's a side-scroller,
yeah.
side-scrolling shooter.
Yeah.
It's
on
cool.
what? What console are we talking
Super
about?
Nintendo.
Couldn't you like back
Nintendo.
up? Wasn't that the cool thing that you could like
Yeah.
back into the environment and then pop out?
And I
shoot?
think, God, if I remember correctly, I think you can put like your shotgun over your back and like blast enemies
that's cool.
behind you and stuff.
That's a
that
cool game with a
Blizzard
guy with a
touch,
gun.
man.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it. I
Sorry.
don't think he's in Heroes of the Storm yet.
Best game with the guy
So
with
what's
the
his
gun?
last name?
Is that what they said?
Best
It's
game with the guy
Blackthorn.
with the gun.
Kyle
that was
Blackthorn.
that was well long time ago though. That was 90s, I think.
All right, here we go. Last one.
At
Ready?
the time, maybe.
Blank is here to save Uranus. And then he says, hey, I didn't name the planet.
Kyle?
Kyle.
Blasto?
Holy shit, Blasto! Absolutely!
Whoa!
What?
How do you remember that? That's absurd!
Yes.
What?
I recently played Blasto like a few months ago,
A few months ago!
and they just make jokes like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
totally.
it's just bad jokes. So Jones, you and I tied.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, well done, guys. Well done.
Whew, that's a fun game.
I'm
Yeah,
super happy I
there's
got
so
True
many of
Lies.
those where like the
Yeah.
wheels were just turning, were just not fast enough.
It's
to
tough.
Get to the
It's
name.
tough.
Let's do one more. This comes to us from Justin Macack. Masick? M-A-C-A-K. I like Masick.
Sure.
Cool. Okay. We get this question a lot. It's something we have to answer.
Have to.
Who do you want to see in Smash?
Oh, this is the one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I can go first because I'm always like locked and loaded for this. I'm ready. There's a character in Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door called Rockhawk.
Yes,
And
when
he's-
life rocks you, rock back.
Yeah. He's like a wrestler. He's at he's like the tournament phase of it. I just think he'd be a really good character. I would love him to be in Smash Bros.
Yeah, you're totally right.
I have criteria for Smash Bros. And I think the Splatoon kids are not good Smash characters. Maybe we should have talked about this earlier because they don't punch. I don't think those kids are going to be punching. I think they're just going to be shooting you all day, and that's not a Smash. I want to smash in a Smash Bros game. And here's the
Maybe
thing.
a shoulder push, maybe a kick.
I still like being Zelda, and Zelda's got some cool
I think
smash
they could
moves,
probably like do like a ram kind of thing where they like turn into
Squid midair?
squids and like
And they could get
Ooh,
like the
Squid could-
roller, you know, like there's
Yeah.
something they could do for
The
melee.
roller's a cool idea. Yeah, you could be doing some smash. moves.
Or the
Umbrella
brushes.
has a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, smack people with the umbrella.
Okay. All right. I feel a little better about that. But yeah, so I want characters who like hit hard and are known for hitting hard. And that is what I expect from the three of you as you say who you want in Smash.
Yeah, I got the easy answer.
Sure.
It's dork is all hell, but the most fun character has got to be Goku, right? If they just put
Goku's
Goku
in
in
it.
Smash,
Yeah.
you're saying it's a lock?
It's a lock. Okay. I already have my back tattoo. It's like he's in it. There's to me no way Goku is not in that game.
Really?
Because Cloud got in. Once Cloud from Final Fantasy VII got into Smash Bros, to me it's
Yeah.
like, oh, Goku's next. It's like it's just too obvious to me. Like it's just the next step.
Especially with Namco developing it, like
Yeah.
they're in the same building.
Yeah.
Just put it in there.
So I have a question. Does he stay regular old Goku, or do we like get him to like Ultra Instinct?
Oh, so his B down is just levels up. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then is there a difference between the Super Saiyan forms and then you go over to like the red and the blue? And,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm asking you. Is like, do you foresee that as Goku's character, like, or is that like too much to put into a Smash game?
I bet it's just like his base Goku. He can transform to Super Saiyan, and then his final smash is Instinct.
That's a good idea. I like that. Okay. And he does smash.
Hard.
He smashes hard. Yeah, because I feel like one of it would be like it'd be like the multiple punches. It'd be like
Right.
and then the character just flies off. Like,
But it'd have to make like the cool Dragon Ball crater into like, I don't know, Delfino Island. Like it would look so bizarre.
He just
mixing
cuts
those
away.
together.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
John, so what do you want?
Snorlax.
You want Snorlax as a playable character?
And he's as big as
Yes.
the okay.
He's humongous. It does not move fast.
Jones, you shocked me. This is very good.
But maybe he's got, like Jigglypuff can like, if you can get that sleep in, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
You know? Something like that. Just like he's big, hits hard, but you kind of don't want to get close to him because maybe he does like a real simple AOE, just knock you out for a couple seconds. He's just kind of like everybody's avoiding him.
I have a question for the panel.
Yeah.
Is Snorlax more popular than Jigglypuff?
Man, when the first Smash came out, I could see Jigglypuff being more popular, but I feel like she's faded over time. You
I
know?
feel like Snorlax won the war. I
Yeah.
absolutely think he's more popular. Jones, I'm in favor. That's
All
a
right.
good pick. And I really feel like he could do some body slams. He could do some real Smash moves.
Yeah.
Daniel Bloodworth.
I'm gonna go with one that I think would be a good character and probably likely, although it's not necessarily like this is the thing I super want. But Shovel Knight.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I think Shovel Knight is a really good fit for Smash Bros.
got the amiibo already.
Yes.
You got that like down stab.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the moves. He's got so many cool items that he uses.
Be cool if he's got a nice bounce off the down stab too.
yeah.
Yeah. I just meant
Keep
hitting
smacking
people with a
people.
shovel. Hitting Nintendo characters with a shovel. It feels good, I assume.
Yeah, well, the villager can kind of do it, right? Well, they can
Yeah.
dig a hole with the shovel, I guess. Yeah.
Villager, again, just doesn't smash.
It'd be
It makes me
interesting.
so mad. He's just got weird little moves. He doesn't ever punch.
It'd be interesting too if there are any kind of little assists from the other knights, Plague Knight and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like a final smash, just like brought them all out or something.
I can see them throwing a bone to Shovel Knight as an assist. I think it'd be pretty cool.
For sure.
Yeah. Another one that I've been saying a lot is Captain Toad. I think Captain Toad would be a really good Smash character.
Wait, how?
He's got a pickaxe.
He doesn't
baby.
jump.
Oh, he lays a ladder down to jump. So like you
Man.
just see him go like pop 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 pop, just laying a ladder down.
That feels like it would take too much time.
It will. No, that's a definitely downside. But his pickaxe hurts really bad.
Okay.
It's like Snorlax, It's like he's got a trade-off. He can't jump, but he's got a really crazy pickaxe.
Oh, wouldn't that be great if we got I'm not even playing Smash and I'm just thinking about cool stuff they could do. Wouldn't it be great if you got a Captain Toad level that rotated?
Totally.
So if you were on a long platform
yeah.
and it rotates, now everyone falls off. Because
Jones.
I
feel like
That's
more
happening.
likely, yeah.
Lock that in, dude. Yeah, get that
absolutely.
tattoo. That's happening for sure, dude.
sure.
Get that tattoo.
Other things to lock in. You guys want to gamble right now? Put some money on the table on Steve from Minecraft.
We do werehogs, but not money. But yeah.
Oh, great.
Steve, yes.
Yeah.
But like again, he just doesn't smash. I mean, he's got a pickaxe too, but
There we go.
I don't see emotion in that character.
Wow, I
Swords,
missed it.
too.
They named him? Steve is like the protagonist
That's
of
the
Minecraft?
guy, yeah.
It's still,
I never picked up Steve.
Yeah.
Did fans do that, or was that?
Oh no, you can buy Steve merchandise, man.
Well, I know you can buy merchandise. I just didn't know you had a
It's
name.
got his name on it. Yeah,
I bet
Steve.
it came from the fans originally, but I have no idea. I remember he was like
Steve.
one notch tweet in 2011. Who the hell
Yeah.
knows? Yeah.
Right.
Steve.
Okay, so pickaxe. I mean, I guess you could rig up some crazy contraptions.
And I think it's
put
gonna
a
be
piece of
annoying,
dirt on someone's head.
Dynamite.
Dynamite,
like
for sure.
Yeah.
Creepers will be part of his move, which I hate stuff like that too. Because like Steve doesn't have creeper powers, but for some reason in Smash Bros it'd be like I have creeper powers now. It's just I hate things like that. It's
Well,
like
he
they should
knows
only
he knows
have
how to
their powers.
attract them. Maybe you know.
He doesn't.
You know,
He
like-
doesn't, Jones.
You've got to have something where you build, though, right? Can you just like
Ooh, I
put
like
a bunch
that.
of dirt blocks on somebody
That's
and
a
put
good
them in the
move.
ground? Yeah.
Yeah, nice blood. And that feels like smashing someone too. I imagine that would hurt.
How do you know you can't attract creepers at this point?
Because it happens at nighttime. It just comes at night. They just
Yeah,
come
but
at
they
night.
might have.
Oh,
It's
like a
been
little
years
creep-
since I
like a
played
little
Minecraft.
creeper
I have
whistle?
no idea.
I guess I
yeah.
can see that. It's like
or something you can place on the ground that'll because again keep them away from your base. You
Yeah.
know, like put something outside your base that they'll all grab. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they haven't. I don't know.
Hey guys, Smash is really fun, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Okay, just want to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure
yeah.
that's fair.
It is for being bad at it.
But I'm
It's a fun game
serious
to be
about
bad at. You know,
Yeah.
it's when I get knocked out inevitably first before anybody. I'm like, okay, that was fun.
I'll be rolling my eyes if they announce Steve. I'll be rolling my eyes at it.
Really?
Yeah.
But isn't the Microsoft connection cool enough to make you unroll those eyes counterclockwise?
But Banjo-Kazooie would be cool enough.
Yeah.
That'd be a connection.
Yeah.
You don't want Banjo-Kazooie in this game?
It'd be fine. Sure. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I would be excited about that. But I feel like, okay, total sales.
Yeah.
I hate to be this corporate, you know?
Let's do
but
this.
total sales, Banjo-Kazooie versus Minecraft on Wii U and Switch combined?
A child has no idea who Banjo-Kazooie is, right?
Right.
They have no idea. Yeah.
That doesn't really matter that much
But
for Smash.
Banjo punches hard. You got to remember this. This is my first criteria is smashing. Like
Yeah.
think of that
Banjo's
bear
got
just
lots of moves.
punch-
You're
That
right.
move
Yeah.
set is right there. And
Butt
like,
stop.
especially like the B up, it's right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it'd be such a good Smash character. They know it too. They know it. It's just hard to work out, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a conversation I always enjoy. I could do an hour-long podcast of talking about Smash characters.
It's so fun. They've opened that door, like you said, with Cloud, with Ryu. I mean, it's so open at this point. It's
Yes.
like you can never rule out anything.
Yeah.
Microsoft is making lots of decisions to improve public opinion of their company. So like,
Yes.
I could see them doing backflips about that, being like, yes, please, like make
Oh,
people
please
excited
put
about
it
a Banjo announcement. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Right?
I'll give two that I don't want to see.
Oh,
for sure.
wow. Okay.
Oh wow.
Master Chief.
I thought of Master Chief. I thought of the King of Hyrule. Actually, that was my first pick, and then I'm
I
like,
can't-
what would he do?
Yeah, I just can't see. Even though that they've had like the Ryu and Snake and stuff like that, I just can't see Master Chief fitting into that at all.
How about if you can't have guns?
That's even worse. That like goes back to the DOA Spartan thing.
Think
that
of
was
how,
kinda
how
weird.
hard he would punch, blood.
Yeah, and like the sticky grenades would be really cool.
Yeah. And I think
the
like,
oth-
he would
and then
just
the other like considering like quote unquote new Nintendo characters, Brutals. We don't need any.
Oh
Brutals.
no!
I love Brutals. But again, I'd be worried that Brutals is like a collective character where it's like Brutals and like you have to like swap Brutal as you play. I
Sure.
hate that. I hate that kind of thing too.
I mean, arms. It's almost a
Oh,
boring choice,
sure,
but
of course.
yeah.
Springman, Twintel,
Virtually inevitable.
Yeah, we were talking about this
That
actually.
almost has to happen.
Like Arms, I think will almost be like the Koopa Kids, where like it's one character slot, but you can just swap characters. I bet
Yeah.
Arms might be like that.
I feel like they play differently enough though.
Yeah,
but I don't
they
know if that
do.
would really work.
They all have different like supers, but I think they're all kind of like the same, right? They all just equip the same dumb boxing gloves.
We never got Arms Amiibo, did we?
No.
Yeah. I wonder.
I mean,
I wonder what
that's-
number that was based on. I wonder if they're like, yeah, all right. If it breaks these sales, we'll think
You're right.
about
Somebody
it.
designed some, right? Like they have the documents. They just don't have the go ahead yet.
Yeah. Has
Yeah.
there been a new IP we've gotten from Nintendo since the launch of Amiibo that had Amiibo? So they're like, new IP, new Amiibo, new everything. That's all together.
You stumped me,
Not
John.
to just stall the
I mean,
podcast
no, that's
for
a-
a
that's
second.
tough.
But
Splatoon had
Yeah.
Amiibo really fast, actually.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's really true. I'm hoping for the piano from Labo. That's a good.
just
be
Labo
good.
in general.
Labo
Oh,
will
Labo's-
be in there
yeah.
for sure.
The Labo
There's
level
definitely
will
gonna
be
be some
fucking
Labo
cool,
crazy.
right?
That'd be a cool level.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Transforming and just yeah. I kind of hate transforming stages, but I think we'd forgive it for Labo.
Oh, absolutely.
because there'd be nice flat platforms still.
Yep, works out.
Cool. I think we're good. I think that was a good Smash discussion. Again, I would like to talk.
I was happy
more-
to be a part of it, effectively.
I think I could talk about Goku's implementation for an hour.
Yeah.
Like it's really like he can't fly. Like okay, wouldn't be right. It's time for bets. Next week's bet.
Oh, where did my
It's funny. This is Ben's specialty.
Yeah.
Kirby Star Allies will be released Friday, March 16th. How many eyeballs will be on the back of the box?
That's so good. That's such a good
Not
question.
pairs of eyeballs, individual eyeballs.
Individual eyeballs.
If somebody's winking, that's one.
That's one, exactly.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are there any Kirby enemies that have the weirdo Sonic eyes, right? Where it's kind of sort of one eyeball. You know, how are we counting that?
That'd be one.
That's one.
I'd count Sonic eyes as one eye.
And ultimately, we'd all take a look before the podcast and vote.
Oh,
okay. Okay.
Who got what?
Above the board.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there are Kirby enemies who have one eye.
I think there are.
Yeah. Like the underwater, the fish one.
Yeah, there
Ooh.
are for sure.
Damn it! I didn't factor that in. Or maybe I
It might
did,
be an
I
odd
don't know.
number, right?
So that'll
yeah.
be-
All right, Jones, go
For
ahead.
me, 5 normal characters and 2 fish, making 12 eyes.
Oh, it's not a lot of eyes, man.
It's not.
Ben, your bet?
I'm with 14 eyes, Kyle.
Okay, all right.
I went a bit higher. I went with 18. I was thinking like you're gonna have multiple screenshots with 4 players and then some art on the screen.
I feel like I'm crazy because I said 40 eyes.
No, I mean
40 eyes!
No, dude. Well, I mean, think about it. They one of the big things that they're selling is that you can play as multiple characters. So you know they're
Yes.
gonna have one screenshot on the back.
They got
of
8 eyes
4
right there.
characters all
Yes.
running up. So that's at least 8.
Yeah.
Then I think just another picture curve, coming out, and then
And I like, what if
maybe
there's
like
like
one
a
other
spider?
screenshot.
You know, like a spider with a bunch of eyes. Then let me lock
What
this.
if there's a level that's just eyeballs?
Just on the back of the box?
There's too many to count. We'll just give it to Kyle. We don't actually know how many there are.
40 winks.
Jones, I would never want to play that level. I'm just thinking about that right now, just like being like stomping on eyeballs. I don't want to touch them. Last week's bet was about Devil May Cry HD Collection, which released today, March 13th. What will its Steam reviews rating be? And to break a tie, how many reviews will there be? Jones, you bet mostly negative. Huber bet mostly negative. Oh, you said 20 reviews. Huber said 300. Brad said very negative and refused to put a number next to
Whoa.
it. And I said mixed, and I bet there would be 664 reviews. I feel like we should say something. I feel like Damiani skewed everyone. Like, why would Devil May Cry get that? Why would everybody say mostly negative? And before we started recording the podcast last week, Damiani was like, it's bad on Steam. He like said something. You remember this, Jones?
Yeah.
And I feel like it skewed everyone because right now when I look at Steam, very positive.
Wow.
Ooh.
Very positive.
Good for that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I think Damiani just like effed us all up.
Well, we've never voted on sentiment for
Oh, yeah,
bets
I
before
like it.
on Steam, so that was just a whole.
I'm going to
new
do it
concept
again.
to
I actually
me.
really like that. Yes.
So I think a lot of it also for me too was not only just what Damiani said, but just like how people naturally react to ports the second they get them, before they really have a chance to go through all of it and appreciate all of it. It's just like if it doesn't look the way I wanted it to, I don't like it right away, or if there's some weird features, or if I had to install it twice, or so. There's so many weird reasons that you could potentially hate a second version of a game, or third or fourth or fifth.
yeah.
So does that make you the closest? Is that how that works?
I win, baby. Jones, you were actually closest on number of reviews. You remember I made fun of you for doing 20? You were the closest for sure. But yeah, I'm the closest to that. I was the highest by saying mixed.
Yes.
I was the highest.
Which was the main crux of the bet.
Yeah. If you're curious, it goes from overwhelmingly positive down to very positive, down to mostly positive, down to mixed, mostly negative, negative, very negative, overwhelmingly negative.
Huh.
Yeah.
Kiss of death.
Yeah. I don't know how you get that. Anyway, that's a point for me. So, Red Grouse 5. Gorgeous Gorillas 4.
Whoa.
Droopy Eagle 3. Golden Vulture 0. Great. So if you get a point, that'll go toward the Golden Vultures.
Okay, thank you so
Oh.
much.
Yeah. Okay. Let me talk about patreon.com/easyallies. That is how we exist. That's how we make this podcast, but it's how we do many other things beside it. But since you are clearly already a podcast listener, let me tell you that if you are a $5 patron or up, you get this podcast 2 days early, and you get to submit to Love and Respect, and for that reason. So yeah, check out patreon.com/easyallies and easyallies.com if you want to see all our schedule in your time zone. Ben, you want to plug Game Informer?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, we're a
let's do it.
magazine.
Yeah.
Game Informer show. It's every Thursday. It's nice. I think the cover stories offer like a nice rotation every month where we get to talk about like impressions of what it's actually like to visit the studios, which is helpful. We have a lot of developer interviews. Some would
You
say
book really
too
good
many.
interviews for the show.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, yeah, we have amazing ratio of just reaching out and everyone's like, yeah, sure, I'd love to Skype in. And so, yeah, I'm really happy with the interview guests. An amazing community based around the game Overblood on the PlayStation 1. It's a very confusing story to try and convey.
Overblood.
Yeah, did you ever play Overblood on the PlayStation 1?
Did you ever play Overblood on the PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
What's the box art look like?
Oh man, it's just a weirdo guy in a vest, I think, looking through the darkness.
Guy in a
Yeah.
vest.
Overblood. One word?
Yeah, it's one word. You should
never-
check it out. If you like really crappy Resident Evil clones that you can laugh at, you gotta play Overblood on PS1.
Okay, all
Played
right.
a lot of
Yeah.
those on PS1.
I'm
Yeah,
sold.
it's a mess. But yeah, thanks for the plug. It's a fun show, and I love this show. I so many gaming podcasts I try. I love a lot of them, but I feel like this one, it feels like last week tonight, right? Where it's like right to the games, right to the point. I learn something from this show every week. I just adore it. So keep up the good work,
You
guys.
learned stuff from us?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like normally, listening to other gaming podcasts, there's always this moments of like, well, I was just at that studio last month. It's not exactly how it went down, or that actually isn't accurate. You guys nail it. It seems like you love the industry and you put info first, and I just adore it.
Oh, thank you. Because I really think our appeal is not information at all. You know,
That's why we have corrections.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we
Preparing
start
for
the
that,
podcast
yeah.
with
But you
corrections.
care about the truth, damn it, with those
exactly,
corrections.
which is part of that. That's why we start the podcast with corrections. Yeah, thank you for that. Cool. Because I'm the winner this week, I get to promote any Easy Eyes video I would like to promote. I get the final word on anything I've disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just simply thought of just now. Get to share my Twitter handle, and I get to sign off with my trademark sign off. Let's start with Twitter handle, @Kyle Bossman. I've been doing better this year.
Yeah?
2018, I've been tweeting.
Cool.
Yeah, it's hard.
Really?
It's so hard. It's hard because it's like this is a really funny joke, and like it's received well, but you're still terrified to hit send.
What's your deleting ratio? Like how many do you type out and then say, nah, the world doesn't get this one?
I'd say 60%.
Wow.
I delete
Okay.
a lot of tweets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
What
so-
about for like 1 week if you just let it all fly? What would happen?
I
Net
think
positive?
I think people would like me less if they if they saw 100% of my tweets. I think I would become very vastly unpopular very quickly.
People on Twitter follow a lot of people they don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. Follow is never just like, hey, I like you. It's like I want to make fun of you when you say something stupid. Oh.
God, I hate Kyle. Did
Yeah.
he tweet yesterday? Oh, he did.
But you should keep tweeting. It can be fun.
It can be fun. It is fun. Yeah. I'm getting used to it. Easy Allies video I want to promote is actually our Sunday concert, Easy Allies in Concert Revengeance, this Sunday, 8 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch. You can also see it live in LA. Check out eventbrite.com.
Correct.
Search for Easy Allies there. This is a big old concert. This you'll see some Easy Allies singing, probably the ones you expect to see singing. You'll see videos from other Easy Allies. Personally, the one most particular that I'm interested in, you will see the premiere, the debut of my series Box Peak, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, that'll be part of that concert, and that is streaming on twitch.tv/EasyEyes. Final word. Blood. Who did you say you didn't want it as a Smash character?
The Brutals?
Brutal should be in Smash. And tomorrow is forever all ours.
I am enjoying these microtransactions.